Welcome back. I am really excited to talk about today's topic because it is so important. And you guys, when I tell you the secret to the number one thing you can do to melt inflammation from your body without ever changing your diet, don't worry, we're totally going to change your diet, but this is so powerful that in this first week, all I really want you to do is to focus on the one thing I'm going to teach you today and identifying how inflammation is in your body in more ways than you realize, and then how that is stopping you from living your day-to-day life that you dream of, right? So more of that in the next video. But today we're going to talk about, or right now we're going to talk about water. So we all know water is important. We all know we need to stay hydrated, and most people say, I don't drink enough water, I know I should. I want to talk today not about hydration, but about detoxification and how water plays a major role in supporting your body so that it can detoxify and push the inflammation out that's stuck inside your body. So here's the deal, you guys. Water is to your liver and kidneys what gasoline is to your car. If you don't have enough gas in your car, if your car is running on an empty tank, then your car is kind of sputtering slowly along the side of the highway, and it's going to eventually come to a stop. The same thing happens with our liver and kidneys, which are responsible for processing the primary amount of, if not all, of the toxins and inflammation that are in our body. But if we don't have enough fuel for our liver and kidneys, if there's not enough gas, aka water, then the liver and kidneys become very slow and sluggish and eventually will stop and be unable to process the toxins like we need. You guys, this can actually cause a life-threatening condition. So if you can imagine a dried up riverbed, and that riverbed is actually symbolic of our body, okay? So imagine this dried up riverbed. In that riverbed, there's sand, there's pebbles, there's rocks, and then there's big boulders. And if you're experiencing some pretty loud symptoms, chronic symptoms in your body, whether it's behavioral, physical, or mental or emotional, if it's something that's really impacting you, we know that there's some big boulders or large amounts of chronic inflammation stuck in your body. And there may be some smaller amounts shown, like the sand and pebbles, and some medium-sized bits of inflammation stuck in your body, maybe in your knees or your shoulders where you've got some pain, right? Maybe in your fingers where there's some arthritis. So this is the pebbles, the sand, the rocks, the boulders are all symbolic of inflammation stuck up in your body. And you have this dried up riverbed, and it rains every now and then, right? Maybe you drink a couple glasses of water to keep you alive, right? You have a little bit of water, so a little bit of trickle goes to this dried up riverbed or through your body, and it pushes some sand out. So there's a little bit of processing of toxins and inflammation in your liver and kidneys, but not a lot. If you really want to make a huge difference and pushing those boulders out and getting the pain or getting the digestive orders or whatever it may be that you wrote down, right? Or you're in the next lesson, you're going to write in a stick figure how inflammation is really impacting you. But what are those symptoms you're experiencing now and you want to get rid of them? The number one way to push inflammation out is to drink a ton of water. If you are an adult, you actually want to drink a gallon or 128 ounces, I believe, 4 liters, 4 quarts. It's like 3.5 liters or something, or 4 quarts a day in order to get that gallon of water in. Now, some of you are probably listening to me and being like, holy Batman, that's a crazy amount of water. And at first it seems like it is. But what it does is we want to create this flash flood in that dried up riverbed so that all of the sand and the pebbles and the rocks and the boulders push through, right? And it pushes all of them out. That's what's happening when we drink a gallon of water every single day. It's supplying the liver and kidneys with all of the power it needs, number one, so it can process the toxins and inflammation. And it literally also goes in and helps to just push the toxins and inflammation out of your body. Now, in order for it to leave your body, it's going to go into your bladder. If you can imagine your bladder, let's see if I can I do this? Imagine your bladder is like a pond. We'll pretend like this is the pond. This is your bladder, right? And normally your bladder's meant to hold this much water when it's functioning properly. But because there's all of these concentrated toxins and inflammation initially, the first couple of weeks, that are coming into your bladder will only fill up about this much before it sends a signal to the brain saying, like, red alarm, red alert signals saying, there's tons of toxins, there's tons of chemicals in my bladder. That's all the inflammation that's being pushed out. We need to eliminate now. So what you're going to notice for the next couple of weeks is that you'll have to pee a lot. There'll be relatively short pees, short urinations. And as you push that chronic inflammation out while you're simultaneously changing your diet to also remove the inflammation, you'll notice that eventually your bladder will be able to fill all the way up, right? Because it's not full of toxins and inflammation, and it will be able to eliminate, so you may have longer urinations, right? Longer eliminations. This takes a couple weeks, but here's the deal. Those of you who are looking to lose weight, it's also how you lose fat from the body. So every time you go to pee, you have two choices. I can either be like, this is super annoying, I'm not going to drink water because I don't want to have to pee all the time. It's inconvenient. Or you can choose, I'm peeing all the time, I'm removing tons of toxins and inflammation every time it happens, I'm removing fat if there's fat that needs to leave my body. That is amazing. Bring it on, right? It's only a couple weeks, and it makes a huge, huge difference. Now, when I say it's only a couple of weeks, it's only a couple of weeks that the chronic or the really concentrated toxins are making you have to go to the bathroom a lot. You want to keep drinking a gallon of water so that any sort of inflammation showing up, not only through diet, but through environmental toxins, stress, poor sleep, like if you're not sleeping enough or whatever sort of lifestyle components, pollution in the air, pollution in our homes may be, you still are really supporting the body so it can really quickly eliminate that inflammation rather than getting stuck like it was in the past with all those big boulders and rocks. One more quick difference, and then I'm going to demonstrate to you how quickly you can drink water, because you might be like, a gallon of water so much, I have no idea how I can ever get that in. I'm going to show you the trick to drinking a gallon of water seamlessly, easily, every single day. But before I do that, I want to make one note. If you have children, we will do a clean eating kid workshop so that you can help your kids hop on the clean eating train. So if you're a really, really small adult, or if you have children who have chronic inflammation, they obviously don't need to drink a gallon of water per day. To stay hydrated, what the FDA recommends is that you drink in half an ounce of water for every pound of your body. So if you weigh 100 pounds, you would drink 50 ounces of water a day. That's to stay hydrated, which is important, but totally different in supporting the detoxification process and elimination process of inflammation from the body. You need at least another quarter of that to support the detoxification process. So if you weigh 100 pounds, right, and you know you have chronic inflammation in your body, then I would recommend that you drink about 75 to 85 ounces of water per day. You have to kind of play with it and see. If you never ever drink water, if your kids never ever drink water, just work up to the half an ounce of water for every pound of your body. And then I'll teach you some games to help your kids want to hop on the drinking water train a little bit more. So that's the difference between hydration and detoxification. Now, how are we going to drink this gallon of water every day? The very first thing you want to do is fill up, or this is how I find most of my clients are successful and what I do, fill up a quart of water, 32 ounces. So this is a quart of water in just a mason jar. You can get a water bottle. I also have a water bottle that's 40 ounces so that when I'm traveling, it's just really easy to bring with me. And I know I need to drink about 3 of these a day. But when I'm home, I get 32 ounces, a quart, or just slightly under a liter, right? And before you do anything, so you're going to wake up, go to the bathroom, before you eat or drink anything, before you hop on your phone, before you read the newspaper, before you make your coffee and tea, you're going to chug 32 ounces of water. And you don't have to chug it, but chugging it is a way to make it really fast, seamless. It doesn't take any time, and then you can just carry on with your day. Why do we need 32 ounces first thing in the morning? Because from an evolutionary standpoint, back when we were hunters and gatherers, we would walk from one water source to the next. We didn't have water bottles with us. Those weren't invented at that time, right? And so our body has a thirst mechanism that it will actually deactivate when it doesn't think water is available to us. And our body doesn't know water is available to us unless we actually put it into our mouth, right? It doesn't know we can walk up to the kitchen sink and turn on the faucet. It doesn't know we can walk over to the river back in the hunter and gatherer days and drink out of that, right? We have to actually drink. And so if we're not drinking water, a lot of people will tell me, I don't drink very much water, but I'm also not thirsty. That's because your thirst mechanism has been deactivated. This goes way back, again, from an evolutionary standpoint, so that we're not suffering. Because when you're thirsty, it really causes a lot of suffering, a feeling of suffering. And so it's a natural survival instinct the body does to help us not feel so bad. But over time, you're going to feel really, really bad if you don't get enough water in. When you drink 32 ounces first thing in the morning, all of a sudden the body's like, whoa, water is available to me. And what you will find is that you will actually become more thirsty with the more water that you drink. So cool. So very first thing I tell people, channel your inner beer chugging self. If that was you, and if it wasn't you, imagine like something on a movie. If it's cold, like here it's wintertime right now. So if it's cold out, I love to do just some warm water with lemon. People often ask me what counts as water. Water in a smoothie does not count. Water, like juice and liquids, don't count. It needs to be pure water. But if you put a little bit of lemon, fresh lemon juice, that's okay. And if you use organic herbal tea, that is okay. Those are really the only two things that will continue to support and fuel your liver the way that it needs in order to support that. So remember the analogy of water for your liver and kidneys is like gas for your car. So maybe you take gasoline and you put some engine oil in the gasoline tank. That's really high quality engine oil. It may be really high quality, just like your organic fruit smoothie, right, with added water in it. But when it mixes up, it does not support the car so that it can go, right? That will not fuel the car in the gas tank. It will make it so that your car breaks down. I imagine. I'm not a mechanic, but I'm thinking that's what would happen. It's the same thing that happens in our body. The water mixed with the smoothie, while there's definitely nutritional benefits, it's not supporting your liver and kidneys the way we need to help to upregulate the detox pathways. Okay, so here's the deal. 32 ounces of water, it takes, I'm guessing about 32 seconds if you just sit and chug. If it's nice and cold in the summertime or warm in the winter, it doesn't matter. Just do it first thing, and then you'll do it again by 12 o'clock. So as soon as you finish drinking this, and I'm going to demonstrate for you in a minute how quick it can be. As soon as you finish drinking this, right away fill it up. I don't know about you, but very often, not anymore, but I used to always finish a glass of water and set it down, and I'd be like, oh, I'll fill it up in a little while. And then I'd get caught up working or doing something, and I would be thirsty, but I keep saying I get to it, and hours goes by, and I've lost all this time to drink water and support my body. So just fill your water bottle up right away is the moral of the story. Fill up your glass of water right away so that you can keep sipping on it. And by noon, you want to drink your second quart or your second 32 ounces. So whatever's left, just chug when you stop at lunch. And then I think around, because I have kids, so I think they get out of school around 3, or when maybe you like want a little snack in the afternoon around 3. So from 12 to 1, you're drinking your third water bottle, your third quart, and around 3 o'clock, whatever's left, chug, fill it up. And from 3 to 5 or 6, I try to encourage people not to drink a lot of water past 6, because especially these first couple of weeks, you're going to be having to pee a lot. That allows for you to urinate as much as possible before bed so you can have a good night of sleep. So you guys, that's the trick. Putting this in your phone as an alarm helps a lot of people until you've created a new habit, which usually takes around 28 to 30 days. Okay, how fast can we do this, you guys? Cheers. Let's time me. Ready, go. Almost there. That was exactly 31 seconds. 31 seconds for 32 ounces of water. You guys can do this. Make it a priority. It will change your life. Have a beautiful day. We'll talk to you soon.